I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof.
Order.
If I'm going down,
Order
I'm taking a whole lot of people with me.
Order in the court.
Nino Brown Boxing, and I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. So I want to talk about Shawn Porter. I heard basically Max Kellerman was starting this media narrative to call Shawn Porter a gatekeeper. And even though I completely disagree, I feel like Shawn Porter, Kenny Porter, Team Porter needs to make a serious effort in canceling that shit out. Because we all know the moment the media starts trying to create a narrative and it catches on, that's what the masses tend to believe. And the masses become the peers, the easily persuaded peers of Shawn Porter, boxing fans, trainers, referees, judges, promoters. All of that shit starts to catch on, and people start to act accordingly based off of the narrative that's put out there. But, and the reason I say that because it's just like we notice the shit in other sports. We notice it in basketball. We notice it in the NFL. And I just feel like there's something that Team Porter needs to get in front of. Now, I've said in the past, if Shawn Porter gets stopped by Errol Spence, he will be entering the gatekeeper status. And that's something that did not happen. Shawn Porter fought a hell of a fight, extremely close, and earned additional respect from me. So I personally want Shawn Porter to avoid this type of narrative being floated around with his name. So Shawn Porter is clear. He's not getting the Errol Spence rematch next. He's already fought Danny Garcia. He's already fought Keith Thurman. He's already fought Ugas. Even though I feel like Shawn Porter should definitely give Ugas a rematch. What's next for Shawn Porter? I feel like Shawn Porter needs to do something to keep himself and keep his name relevant. Now, Shawn Porter is not exactly in the position to really make any power moves, especially at welterweight. And I don't see any of the guys at 140 coming up. I mean, at this point, the only guy would be Regis, assuming Regis wins his next fight. I don't see Regis coming up to 147 and taking the route of Shawn Porter, especially after the performance Shawn had against Errol Spence Jr. So the only thing to me that makes sense, and it seems like this is the best way for a guy to make a change in his career, Shawn Porter needs to fight someone at 154. And some people may say, what? That's ridiculous. Why would Shawn Porter do that? But just looking at the welterweight landscape, Errol Spence rematch, even though Errol wanted it, it's not going to happen. Clearly, it's not in the PBC's agenda to give Shawn Porter that rematch. Manny Pacquiao, no. Danny Garcia, he's aligned with Errol Spence. Keith Thurman, injured. Mikey Garcia, no. So as you continue to go down the list, even though if he does an Ugas fight, like fighting Ugas is not going to put him in that position where it's like, oh my gosh, Shawn Porter dared to be great in some capacity and came out successful. I can't think of another welterweight that he can fight that doesn't contribute to the gatekeeper status and doesn't put him out there in a positive light. Because if he starts fighting young guys, let's just say he starts calling out Jaron Ennis. To me, that just furthers the whole gatekeeper narrative. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm an older guy. I beat Danny, but any of my other fights I couldn't win. I don't think that's a good look for him. And just basing it off of where the welterweight division is, I don't know who. Matter of fact, I know who he can fight, and I know who I feel like he can beat. And I feel like it would be one of those things where it will show some variety. It will show some flexibility in Shawn Porter. If I'm Shawn Porter, I'm going after Austin Trout at 154. Some people may say, why? What's the point of that? But Austin Trout has been, to my knowledge, I'm going strictly off memory, but my understanding is Austin Trout has only been stopped once, and that was by a big-ass... Did Jared Harris stop Trout? Now, man, honestly, man, it's escaping me. But to my understanding, from just based off my memory, Austin Trout has been stopped once. Could be wrong, but it is what it is. My point is, Shawn Porter, even though I don't think he will stop Austin Trout, or he possibly could, I think Shawn Porter needs to make a statement. He needs a statement fight. He needs one of those fights where he reminds people that he's Shawn Porter. He's a force to be reckoned with. And going up to 154 to face a guy that's bigger, a guy that's a career fighter at a higher weight class, and putting on a spectacular performance, I feel like that would be the move. Now, do I feel like that's a route that Kenny Porter would go? I mean, me personally, I don't think so, for the simple fact Kenny's going to have a more strategic approach. I mean, of course they want that Errol Spence rematch, but it's one thing for it not to be an Errol Spence agenda, but it's clearly not in the PBC's agenda. So at this point, Shawn Porter, what the fuck are you going to do? So Shawn Porter versus Austin Trout, I feel like Austin Trout is not the most dangerous guy at 154, clearly, but it's one of those fights where you have a shorter guy and Shawn Porter moving up in weight class, and if he can show his dominance, only thing he can do for me is just help raise his stock. And even the guy Brian Castano that recently fought Arislandi Lara and they had a draw, I'm looking at Shawn Porter go after him as well, because at this point in time, Shawn, it's desperate times call for desperate measures. And Shawn Porter has been he's just had the opportunity. Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Errol Spence Jr., Ugas. Now what's next? It's like it's a different chapter, and the strategy has to change, because like they said, no one tends to rematch Shawn Porter. At this point, it doesn't matter if the fighter doesn't want the rematch with Shawn Porter, or the banner they're under, they don't want the rematch, because clearly that's not the direction PBC wanted to go. So Shawn, hey man, if I remember correctly, I think Brian Castano is the WBA regular champion at 154, and some people may look at that like, oh, why would Shawn Porter go that route? It's just, all I want to know is, what other options does Shawn Porter have? Because I honestly don't know. Oh shit, no, Brian Castano doesn't have that belt anymore. Arislandi Lara has that belt, now that I'm thinking about it. But hey man, all I can say about this is, Shawn Porter, you need to make a move. And with you making that move, even if Shawn Porter fights Lara, some people may look at that may not be the best idea. Shawn Porter needs to do something, because sitting back and waiting isn't going to get the job done. And I just feel like I'm the type of person, personally and as a boxing fan, when you've suffered multiple losses or you're not getting big fights at all, to me the worst thing you can do is wait. The worst thing you can do is wait. And when you have the stature to move between weight classes, I feel like it puts you in a position where, especially when you're a smaller guy fighting up, people can say, see, like, you can call out a person's bullshit. Even Canelo can call out people bullshit for criticizing him for fighting Kovalev, because people will always say in boxing, it's weight classes for a reason. It's weight classes for a reason. If Canelo loses to Kovalev, they'll say it's weight classes for a reason. If Shawn Porter loses at 154, they'll say it's weight classes for a reason. So with that standard being considered, I'm looking at it like this. It's weight classes for a reason, but if you can overcome that obstacle, man, hey man, hats off to you, much respect. You did your damn thing. But that's how I feel, guys. I just want Shawn Porter, he can't get the big fights at welterweight right now. He can't get the Errol Spence rematch. I don't know if he's interested in facing Ugas in a rematch, but if Shawn Porter is going to put himself in a position, he has to dare to be great in some capacity. And I'm looking at that, going up to 154, facing Austin Trout, maybe come back down to 47. Shit, if he can cut weight and make them 143, 144 for Adrian Broner, I don't think Shawn Porter would have any problem at all going from 154 to 147. That's how I feel about it, guys. It's Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I'm out.